All right, guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris Unholy Jesus.
It's Happy St. Patty's Day, everyone, and Happy Tuesday.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Are you wearing green? Yes, you are.
Yes, I don't really own green like that, but I have this really nice olive shirt, so it's the best you can get.
I got green underwear, but I don't want to show that.
Oh, boo.
It has a dinosaur on it.
Oh. Like a green little dinosaur?
Yeah, but it was a T-Rex. But I had a green shirt, but the neck part is like so stretched out, I didn't want to wear it.
Ah, fair.
Yeah.
I hate shirts with a loose neck.
Yeah, but you can't pinch me. You know, like there's people out there that don't do the pinching, like they never heard of it.
I ain't know if people still even did it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the new generation that forgot all about it, but I don't know. Maybe it depends on your location.
Yeah, I mean, ain't nobody touched me today when I left the house. They better not, boy.
I would.
Oh, see, because I can give you a pass.
Let me touch you real quick, stranger.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Meat check.
See, I knew it.
All right, guys, before we get started, if you guys want to get some official Media Hijack t-shirts, head over to the MediaHijack.com. Grab some official t-shirts. Also, if you guys want to catch the replay for this live Twitch video, we're here every Tuesday on Twitch at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can catch the replay on YouTube the following day. And don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. Give us that 5-star frog splash. All right, let's get started.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk about God. The God Signal. Right. We're really not talking about God, but a lot of this could tie into what is God in the first place, you know?
Right.
Like the God Signal. So what we're going to talk about today, we're going to be talking about a guy named Philip K. Dick. He was an American science fiction author renowned for his exploration in altered realities, identity, and perceptions. Like he wrote 44 novels. He wrote so many books, and a lot of his books you're seeing it in movies today. Like this guy is like the godfather of all this crazy, weird science fiction stuff.
Yeah, modern day science, man. He is like a modern day science fiction. He is him, and then William Gibson, at least for the cyberpunk lane, are like the two guys who like really created a lane for like a new lane for science fiction, especially when it comes to like cyberpunk and stuff. Like the game Cyberpunk 2077 was heavily influenced by Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, or heavily influenced by Blade Runner series, actually, the Blade Runner movie series, in fact. And because a lot of it too, because like the cyberpunk genre, which is me personally my favorite genre of like anything, like over crime noir movies, over horror movies or comedies. I love cyberpunk because to me they always felt prophetic about the direction of the way the world is going with corporations and the have and have nots, and basically like everybody's living on the bottom while elites are on the top living on space colonies or something like that, you know. But yeah, they've always kind of like painted, like very good at painting a world of where and technology and humanity kind of get blurred in between somewhere. So yeah, man, he's an OG for real.
Yeah, and he wrote this one book. It's called the VALIS, VALIS, which is like one of his most strangest books because it's almost like an autobiography of what he experienced in his life growing up. So VALIS stands for Vast Active Living Intelligence System. So in that book, in the story, like it is described an ancient cosmic intelligence that can communicate with humans, like and influence reality. Like he was saying, like all these satellites above us or alien AI, it could be like a version of God, but we're not seeing it. It's like a hidden layer like of God, like within a bunch of these satellites that's surrounding us. Because like here's like the wild backstory of Philip K. Dick. You know, he had all these crazy experience, and in 1974 is when he released that VALIS book. And in this book, he claims that a pink beam of light hit him, like in the head, and it transmitted information directly into his brain. Like he was fed all this information. Like information like it helped him pass like his college entrance exam where he scored a perfect score. And then it also like predicted this illness that his son was going to have like later on in his life. And he told the doctors about the illness before the son had that illness, and they were able to catch it before, it could do harm to his kid. So it basically like predicted like what was happening. Like that whole beam of light, it keep on coming to him and tell him all this information.
Right. Like it just downloaded a bunch of stuff into his mind of knowledge.
Right.
And whatnot.
He got that cosmic download, and he was like, it's like, what is this? Like, am I getting a signal from God? Like, why am I being told like this information like this?
Yeah, I just tapped into another radio signal on accident.
Right. And he can verify it for himself because he's getting like real answers, and then he verifies it like with what happens like in real life.
Right.
So it's not bullshit to him.
Not to him at all, man. And for one, I didn't even realize how old he was. He was born like in 1928. I didn't realize he was like that like old, like at least at the time, because I think he died in 82.
Yeah.
Like a year before Blade Runner came out. But he always had like this strange life too. Which I didn't know this about him because as much as I knew about Philip K. Dick, I had no idea what his personal life was like. I just knew he was like the godfather of like modern science fiction, groundbreaking stuff, and inspired a lot of shit that we all know, love today. And then like, so I didn't notice too. Like, so did you hear about the story about how he used to have a twin sister?
I was gonna say that.
I'll let you go now if you want to take it.
Yeah.
If you want to take it.
So he used to have like a twin sister, which I guess she died at birth. And then like the mom described her as she have dark hair. So he would get like visions of like another person with dark hair, and he's thinking that could be like his sister in a parallel reality, right? Yeah. That she's living in a reality where he wasn't alive.
Oh well,
because he said he always felt like there's two versions of him like walking on Earth. Like the version of him here on our timeline, and then a version of him in another timeline.
Right. Which would be his twin.
Right.
They're the same.
Yeah. And I was like, damn. Because like his mom, when they buried his sister, there's a gravesite next to it, which is his gravesite, like ready for him to be like, whenever he dies, they're just going to bury him like right over next to his sister. But he already had his tombstone already ready for him.
Damn.
Yeah. That pre-made tombstone.
It's pretty morbid. I mean, that would have been something like, yeah, mom and dad, we'll do later on, but we don't have to put his tombstone there like today.
Like, mom, like, we really got to put my tombstone already up?
I'm only 8.
You want me to die already?
It's kind of a weird flex, but all right.
Right. So, like, some of the craziest ideas, like in this book called the VALIS, Dick, he believed that the Roman Empire never ended, and that the modern reality is a false overlay masking like the real timeline. Because this is one of the dudes that's saying like we could be living in a simulation, right? He's saying like the Roman Empire, it never died out. It continued, right? But it's being masked. It's overlay. It's like a reskin.
Right.
Right. Like, like when people make apps, right, for phones and stuff, then they have their source code out online. People would take that source code and they would reskin it with the new skin, but it's still the same game.
Same thing. Yeah.
So I think in this case, what he's saying is like the Roman Empire never fell. It just got reskinned in a new appearance, but this code in the back is still the same. So they're running like the same way the Roman empires ran. Same style.
I see exactly what he means on that level, because historians are already saying that, like, okay, for example, like the era that we are living in currently in the United States of America is like the New Age Roman Empire, where we had powerful militaries, all this other stuff, and nobody can beat us. We got all the guns, all the bombs, everything, right? We have some strong enemies out there, and I use enemies loosely, air quotes, but we have enemies out there that's against America, or whatever. But at the same time, America is like the big dog in the house right now. And at one time, before us, the Roman Empire was the big dog in the house, and they lasted 250 years. And the reason why they fell apart is because mismanagement of their government. Shit fell apart, and the Roman Empire just basically collapsed. And whatever regions that was nearby or whatever powerful groups that existed, they basically just absorbed it, and the Roman Empire just like poofed, went away. But America is seen by historians as like the new age Roman Empire, and that right now America just I think America just turned 250 years old within the past like couple years, which means so historians are saying like America is overdue for a Roman Empire collapse because it's running at the same rate, the same speed, and it's falling apart at the seams, just like the Roman Empire did all them centuries ago because of mismanagement of the government. And now we see it right here, like, hey, this shit getting kind of wonky in America. This government kind of falling in on itself. This is looking like the Roman Empire. So I'm seeing what he's saying on that level of like, even historians are saying like, this is very reminiscent of the Roman Empire collapsing. And he's saying like, hey, this is like a reskinned version of it. Man, he was on to something. I believe him.
Yeah,
this is this copy and paste.
Let's say like the whole code is just a loop in a loop mode right now.
Man,
yeah. You know, I said history repeats itself. It just looked kind of different.
Yeah.
Dude, we could be going for another reskin. And it could be happening like in our lifetime. And we might be seeing like the weird glitch happen like in real time. Which I think we already are seeing it happen in real time because of the whole Mandela effect. The whole Mandela effect in our lifetime is already weird. Especially with like lines from Star Wars, like Luke, I am your father. That's already weird stuff where we have to question that too. Like, hey, like what the hell did happen?
Like almost everybody's wrong on the planet.
Right.
Like
because,
what?
Yeah, before like Philip K. Dick, before he died, like he had like one of these other conference where he talked about like a simulation reality, right? A simulated reality where he was saying like the only way we will know something's changed, like in the variable of the code, is when we see it in our physical form, like something actually do change.
Right.
Because somebody changed the code in the system. And if you look at his face in that interview or at the conference, he wasn't joking at all. And I think everything that he saw, like within that pink beam of light, he definitely got a glimpse of like in higher intelligence that was feeding him information.
Yeah, because didn't you say it's like a fish shaped necklace? Did you it's like a fish shaped
necklace?
Yeah, them old school like Christian necklace. Yeah, so he got like some Jesus beam right into his face.
Yeah, shit, I believe it. I believe he went through all that.
He saw something.
He definitely saw something because of everything that he was like writing about. How?
Man,
are you that creative?
Hits the nail on the head, man. Just like as far as like even with like movies like Blade Runner, like I'm more of a fan of Blade Runner 2049. That one of my favorite sequels of all time. That movie is great, but it just shows the world where like corporations having power and like what happens with technology and how people kind of slowly start slipping into the bottom and everything looks dark and there's always like just like stack shooting smoke in the air and dystopian future type stuff. And so with the world he's like was creating with Blade Runner and also with like with William Gibson, which is creating a dystopian future where like, hey, like and corporations hold all the powers now. And everyone just has to kind of figure out a way to exist in this world. So you have like people or hackers in the underground, or like at least well within with what's his name's when his book series with Blade Runner, with the movie Blade Runner,
right.
And it shows like how, hey, these corporations create synths, and then after these synths become old models, then we have to create a newer model to hunt down the old models to kill these models, and then it becomes an identity crisis for some of these Blade Runners that hunt down these other synths because they're one and the same. But is this right? Am I doing what I want to do? Am I doing what a human is telling me to do? And trying to find agency in like them being alive and questioning if they're even real, considered a real person. So yeah, it's very deep, man. I can see where like stuff like Black Mirror and like Inception and The Matrix and all this other stuff like really got it from him.
Yeah, like I think the truth is like sprinkled in all these movies and TV shows. It's all scattered. The truth is all out there, man. That's why they're like, hey, we can't handle the truth. The truth is out there. It's just it's what you're willing to accept.
Right.
Because he was saying how like how he said the Roman Empire was just like it's still here. It just looks different. He said he was told from like the beam of light the Roman Empire is still here. He said that the Roman Empire was responsible for like the assassinations of like JFK, Martin Luther King. He said like they were the group organization that was responsible for these acts.
I can see that.
And dude, if that's true, like they could be responsible for everything that's happening like within our own timeline with the whole 9/11, all that stuff, the whole war in the Middle East, all that, all these wars. It could be all like like something that the Roman Empire is still doing.
Could be, man. Because I remember growing up and then, just always hearing like, well, it was the Jews that killed Jesus. It was the Jews that killed Jesus. But then as I got older and I started learning more, and then you find out like, well, Jesus was killed by way of crucifixion along with his apostles and all that. They all died by crucifixion. Now, crucifixion was something that the Roman Empire used to do back then. That was a Roman Empire thing. That wasn't like a Jewish thing or anything. It was actually the Roman Empire that actually crucified Jesus, because crucifying was like their thing. And I didn't realize that until like maybe about 15 years ago when I was playing like Fallout, like one of the OG Fallout games.
Yeah.
And they have like a warlord group called basically like from like the Roman Empire, and how they executed people. They always hang them up on crucifixion crosses. That's just how they just did like executions back then. And so if you tie the execution up with the Roman Empire and how they did things, and when, like, because that was like their MO, it makes sense. Like, oh, what was the Roman Empire that got rid of Jesus? Because Jesus,
that might be it.
Because at the time, Jesus was going around like, hey, I'm loving the poor, I'm loving our weak, I'm bringing us all around and bringing faith around people. And the Roman Empire looking at him like, who does he think he is, undermining us? And he has a following, he has to go. And so they had to kill Jesus and they had to kill his followers to make an example out of him. But they did crucifixion with him. What they didn't expect is that Jesus was going to come back as a zombie. They see he was going to come back in 3 days.
They didn't know like Jesus was like Neo, like from the Matrix.
And exactly. He's like, oh, I don't need like this reality does not like I can
like,
bend it.
Yeah, like, oh, you crucified the one.
Yeah, man.
Even though like physically they crucified him, like they didn't really kill him,
They destroyed the body, but not the soul.
They just destroyed the vessel.
And the reason why they can't understand it is because they're demons, and demons don't have souls.
Damn, man. This shit got religious like super fast.
Real quick. But it does tie to it. But a lot of that stuff does tie into like with the Roman Empire, and then Jesus and stuff. And then
makes sense.
When you watch like the Matrix and then Neo and then his Jesus like character, and it's like all going against a bigger system.
Yeah, like he's saying like we're stuck in what he called it. He called it the Black Iron Prison, which is a metaphor for a hidden control system that keeps people spiritually asleep. And I think that it resonates now more than ever. Like people are really asleep, like spiritually, because especially with all the technology, all the distractions, all the pollution, all the food that we're eating that's blocking all our systems, we're definitely being blocked off to like a spiritual world.
Oh, facts.
Where you would actually need like heavy drugs to actually tap into that spiritual world, which it shouldn't be like that. But like in a case like in modern society, no one's really meditating like that hardcore to where you're actually tapping into like another realm. Because who do you know that meditates like so hard, like they're actually tripping balls?
Oh, nobody.
Nobody. Especially in the West.
Yeah, especially on this side of the world.
Right.
I always felt like even living on this side of the world, and if you come up on this side of the world on the West, it cuts you off a lot of the old world stuff. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense, like the stuff that maybe you and I may come from in different parts of the world, like how much being over here cuts us off that link to it, and it kind of just like muffles our ears or maybe our spirits to a lot of things.
Yeah, we're being blocked off a lot.
Yeah, because that was just like the other day how we were talking about like how the rest of the world is this gorgeous place, and then over here in America, it's like they make everyone seem like everyone's dying in ditches or something like that, with some wild shit. And it's like, dang, they really muffle us on so many levels over here.
Earmuff, you don't need to hear this.
What's that?
Like earmuff, you don't need to hear all this spiritual stuff.
Yeah, you can't hear about your spirituality out there. Now you just worry about focus what's here. Don't listen to them.
Hey, look, like other countries, like they're more tapped in spiritually to the spirit realm. Yeah. So, like in Asian countries, like they're super tapped in. Like they actually have this TV show in Korea. I think it's called like something faith where they bring a whole bunch of shamans. It's like a reality show. They bring a whole bunch of shamans and see who's like the best shaman
Oh damn.
/ like fortune teller. Like they'll put up like I've never seen the show, but I'm guessing like they'll put somebody up to be like, hey, guess his background, guess like what he's going through and what happened to his family and whatever.
And you have to guess.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
What clue do
his
they give
mom
you?
died of so and so, and his dad had a cow ranch and he got hit by a truck.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know. I've never seen the show, but because
That must
it's
sound
on
crazy.
Disney and I'm not subscribed to Disney, but I might have to after this show because I really want to watch it. And I think a lot of people that's into that weird shit, they would subscribe to Disney just to watch it because I'm just waiting for all the episodes to come out.
Yeah, binge it. Yeah, that's the way to go.
Yep.
Man.
So,
But-
okay, so since the universe is just a bunch of information, right? So the VALIS is described as a living information system sending knowledge into the human minds. For example, like artists, musical artists or artists, period, whenever they're working on like a masterpiece, like they don't know what, like it's a masterpiece yet, but they, like after it becomes a masterpiece, they tell them, hey, how did you come up with that? A lot of them say like it just came to them like in their head.
Yeah, a lot of them will
You're just
go into
tapped
like
in.
Yeah, that's why like some of them have like ranches and isolation places. Kind of like I need to get away from the world. Put me in these four walls so I can have ideas bouncing back at me through the room because I'm about to make some art. And yeah, that's
I think that's how it works. Like, if you're, we both can do this. Like, if we're thinking about something like enough, like we're gonna start coming up with ideas, like out of nowhere. It's just you just got to think about it. This is where like business ideas come from. Like you sit down with a group of people, you talk about a business, right? And then as soon as you start like brainstorming like an idea of a business, everybody start coming up with ideas like, oh, and then it comes
Yeah,
out of
bounce
nowhere.
ideas.
And then boom, like the name of the business comes out of nowhere. Like, holy shit, we just created something. Guess what
Just
we're gonna
floating,
name
man.
it? Google. Oh, that's a good name. Like, do you even know what that means? But yeah, like it's shit like that.
Let's think, and that's crazy. It's like, hey, let's think of a search engine that helps people find stuff on the internet.
Yeah. Then we run
Oh
ads.
my god, that was
Then
such a
we
genius
collect the
idea.
ads, but everything is free. But on top of that, we're gonna be stealing information from people.
And steal information from them, and then when we get a YouTube account, the YouTube accounts will be connected to the Google account. I'm like, oh, fuck off, man. You used to be somebody, Google.
But ignore everything I just said
Right?
because it's a secret. Yeah, every company starts out as good until they make like their $1 billion, and then it gets fucking bought up by like an evil corporation.
It's like Amazon. Amazon was humble, had like, books. It was
Twitch
a book
too.
service.
Twitch was like an innocent company. Then
Yeah,
it got
yeah,
bought
yeah.
out by like Amazon.
Changed the game.
Amazon's like, haha. Now I collect all the data from all your streamers.
Damn, man. Tell you, man. And look. Philip K. Dick, he knew this shit was coming too. A lot of some of
You
these
knew it way back
brainiacs.
then. Way before AI, way before the internet. So like why people are still talking about it today. So a lot of his books, like we were talking about, it influenced tons of modern ideas about reality and consciousness. Like you see similar themes in movies like The Matrix, Dark City, Blade Runner. Like here's the creepy part is that like the people like his book VALIS, it wasn't just like fiction. Like Philip K. Dick, he had like an 8,000 page of private notes
Oh,
where himself is trying to figure out why he was contacted by like that beam of light.
why
Like
him?
why was he, given all the information?
all right. Why me of all people? And this is
Right.
this basically
8,000
inspired the-
pages that wasn't even published.
It is crazy too, because like a lot of authors, like him as well too. They're like he had all these crazy ideas and then died right before he started seeing like the rest of the world kind of like catch on to what he was trying to spit. Because he
But
missed out on
here's
all
the
of it.
thing, like maybe like the reality like he was talking about, it ended up becoming in reality because he spoke about it. Like he probably created a part of like this reality. Like he molded it into, I don't know, whatever information he was fed.
Just by speaking about it.
Yeah, like he literally created the reality. Because if it's like a simulation, right? Like everything is coded, everything is like one above all seeing everything from the top view. One person's like giving all this information. It's like, yeah, this is what's gonna happen, and you're just gonna tell the world because, like, maybe there's a rule, like you cannot make something happen unless we speak about it.
Right.
Even if it's in a fiction or non-fiction book, speak about it. So like we got the green light that we can make shit happen because it's already spoken about.
I know in this TV show Invincible, there's a series that comes on Amazon. It's an animated series, and it's really damn good. But there's this guy who is an alien, and he used to be a superhero or whatever. But his day job was he used to be a writer. He was he had like a science book series, right? So eventually, like this alien invasion that's like looming and like on the main plot, they're getting ready to come to Earth and conquer this shit. And this guy who used to be a superhero and a writer doing his day job, he's like gone missing and nobody can find him. But they come across these science books that he used to write. And these science fiction novels that he used to write is actually an instruction manual on how to defeat the alien race.
Damn.
And it's like, oh shit! This is actually, I was like, in case if he's not there, like, hey, here's a step-by-step process of their weakness. But I put it in story format and I sold it out to the public. And the book series didn't do good. It has a very like niche. It's like a very niche base, but this book series is like how does like basically the aliens that are about to come and how to kill them. And here's their weaknesses throughout the universe. Different creatures can beat them, different bullets, swords, but because they, for the most part, they're almost unstoppable. Like guns and regular shit don't hurt them.
That's the whole guide.
But it's like a book series, like a guide. It's like a failed book series. That's actually a guide to how to defeat an alien race. I was like, genius idea.
And then, it might be real.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if it's like a key to like to the future of like when we really go to like a full
battle with the other side?
Man, yeah, like Cyberpunk 2077 type of corporate war type of shit. And because like I was talking to my boy the other day, TC, because he's working in IT and working for a corporation, and I'm trying to get into IT and work for another corporation. And I was like, yo, what if in like 15 years there's like a corporate war, like like Cyberpunk 2077, where you're no longer fighting for countries, you're fighting like as a representative of a corporation, and like you and me have to fight each other at some point on a battlefield because you working for Microsoft, and I'm saying I'm working for Apple, and we gotta fucking eventually kill each other. Like,
but it's all
like
under the same empire.
But it's all under the same thing too. Yes,
they just want you guys to fight.
To fight, man.
Like, and then they're watching in like their fucking high tower, like, look at them fight each other like they're fighting over something.
Sacrifice themselves for us.
They're fighting over the same thing.
They don't know when they die, we get their souls. It's like, oh man.
Run it back. Put it back in the cartridge.
Yeah, but he's like, but Philip K. Dick and some other writers, and they had the same mindset back then. Even like people like with Rob Sterling from the Twilight Zone always kind of like saw the future of like of the at least of the Western world of how like it was gonna go at some point.
Right.
This is getting to that point.
Yeah, like he also believed like reality was replayed. So Dick, he thought time wasn't moving forward like normally. Like instead he believed that history has already been like it already happened, and we're stuck replaying it like a loop, like with occasional glitches or downloads of new information. So it's like everything like we're going through, like we've been through it before, like in this lifetime or another lifetime, but it just looks different, but it's the same story that's happening over again. And then there's like just little changes, but it's like the same big shit always happens.
Damn, so I guess when it all ends, it just starts all over, and then we run through the same shit.
Like
a simulation.
He was saying how everything does exist like all at one time. So, and then he's also saying that us living like in our present day, we could still give information to things that happened in the past. Like we can alter what happened in the past from what we do today.
Right now.
Because if you think about this, right, the whole time travel thing, if time travel exists, right, that means it always existed.
Right.
In every timeline.
If you look at the paradox of it, like that, if time travel exists right now, that means it's always been around.
It was always there. Like if it exists, that means like we're giving information to the people in the past, which is changing our future too, because they're changing shit. Like they're changing the gears of the machines or whatever in the past, and we're feeling the effects like now of what's happening in the past. Because if you think about like how advanced like we got just from like when we were born, like in the 80s and stuff, to now, it's almost like in a blink of an eye, like we're like super advanced.
Oh man, the jump is
The jump,
fast,
yeah, the
man.
jump is like, it's like, what the hell? And it happened like in our lifetime. That's
Yeah.
the crazy part. And it happened fast. I think this is like the most important time, like as far as like technology advancing, like within
Oh hell
our
yeah.
little short time frame that we've been living. We saw that shit
Especially
jump so it's insane right now.
especially with AI, man. That shit really changed the
Yeah,
man.
I
That
was
like
like,
changed like
what? That's why like the new generation they didn't understand like that period where we didn't really have stuff like that. As far as
we
like
still.
with super advanced tech, like with the internet that's connected, because we lived where our world wasn't connected by internet.
Nah, man. At best, everybody had like landlines. Like
Yeah,
we
like it
lived with a
was like
landline
still
there.
connected, but it wasn't like super connected like that.
Yeah, it was just a tool for entertainment, your life, and like 'cause I remember in the early days of the internet, it was just a place for me to like go look at fun shit or whatever and watch like flash animated videos on like Ebum's World and stuff. But
Yeah,
then over time, when you start making payments and purchases online and it became a place to make payments and purchases, that's when lives started to meld together because now you're sharing your credit card and information and bank information. So now you're going online to purchase stuff. And then eventually online becomes a new store. You ain't got to leave the house. You can just order groceries, have it sent to your house now. So it's
right.
like, we live in an era where like and we talked about this before even with the Neuralink and stuff or even like what Elon Musk had mentioned years ago about like how just the fact that humans are using cell phones as much as we do is already turning us into cyborgs because I even from me from my experience is that there's times I've lost my wallet and I've lost my cell phone and I freaked out more losing my cell phone than I did losing my wallet. And that goes to show you like the world is kind of shifting of where one time losing your wallet was like a damn death sentence and you better like flip the whole house upside down to find it. Now I'm like, well, I got a phone. I can cut my card off if I'm missing it or whatever. Or whatever I got to do. I can, especially with my bank, I get a card sent to my house tomorrow by 6 p.m. So it's like, damn, your life is really tied to like online type stuff because there's like a lot of convenience behind it. A lot of entertainment. You learn a lot of shit. There's a lot of engagement, but yeah, this is like the beginning phase of us becoming with cyborgs. Because I remember in the game Cyberpunk 2077, in the lore, they talk about how the first time that people started in like it started off as like technology being like a tool, and eventually people started making enhancements, and that's where the divide between human and machine started to get very blurry. So like it became like a fashion accessory or like a designer like look like to get chromed out and everything and become like half cyborg, and a lot of humans didn't agree with it, and some that couldn't afford it did or whatever, and if you couldn't afford it you went to the black market. So
Yep, and that's
but yeah,
eBay.
that's eBay.
Yeah.
Straight up.
So like another story with like Philip K. Dick, he said like the FBI was actually watching him,
Oh shit.
and this part is not like a theory. It's like it really did happen to him. So like they were watching him everything. They even broke into his house. They didn't steal nothing, like, but definitely they were trying to see what he was up to because he was definitely up to something. And like let's say like the FBI wasn't really like the FBI, but the FBI were like Men in Black,
Yeah, I
where
understand.
they
Yeah.
see they notice like an anomaly in the system, like somebody is tinkering with like the system code, and they get access to the other side. Of course they're gonna send these people down to investigate, like, hey, why is this one guy getting information about what's going on the other side? Because like let's say like there is good on every single side of whatever spectrum you're on, and then somebody was feeding him like real information, and he needed to tell the public about, hey, what's all going on with everything. Like reality
Right.
isn't what it seems, and because they're working on like a reality where they're trying to convince people that the other side is nothing. Like they're trying to
Right.
downplay. Like let's say they're saying it's a simulation. It's like, no, like you really believe it's a simulation? Like, let me pinch you, let me punch you. Like you can
Right.
feel that, right?
And
But
it's
like
real.
let's say it's all true.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's trying to wake people up like to the other side. But here's the thing: like if you do actually wake up, do you really want to be in that world?
And that's the thing now. Think about it like this. This is where Matrix got his idea from with Neo. when the agents were following him around because he was getting too close to, like, because they were tracking Morpheus because they knew Morpheus was tracking the one. And so when they realized that Morpheus was getting closer, that's when they had to show up at Neo's job and try to lock his ass up. But I think like the same thing with the agents in the Matrix, simulation. That their look and design is supposed to make them look like FBI authority, but in reality, they're other than that. They're actually like the gatekeepers of that reality. And if you start peeling back the layers, they're gonna come and get you and then either kill you for sure or make you feel like, oh, do something to you where you wake up the next day and you think you had a nightmare and it wasn't a nightmare. You really got snatched up by some men in black and they put So I didn't notice about him being followed around, but that's exactly what happened to Neo in the Matrix, where the agents like all look the same, look like FBI agents, and then to the general public, even the police officers, they thought they was FBI agents, but in reality, they were like gatekeepers, basically like the guards of the simulation. Like if you start getting out of line or start peeling back the layers, we're gonna have to come get you and
put you in check. You're talking too much.
Tighten that plug a little bit more. Yeah, you're talking too much. Oh wow,
could be something to it, man.
Hey, look, these people don't like, they don't show up just to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Especially this day and age.
MIB like knocking at your door, like you're onto something.
Especially in this day and age. And this is back then when that happened. Now we got like cameras everywhere. We're monitored all the time online. Especially like they have things that if you send an email, they'll ping out certain words. Even in text, if you send certain words, that it will put you on like almost a watch list if you do it enough times.
On that list.
Man, yeah, there ain't no way. They probably waiting for the next second coming of Jesus to pop up, and they're trying to monitor like.
Yeah, they're trying to see when Jesus popped up. All right, so he said he thought he was receiving informations, like downloads from, like a god, basically.
Right.
He said it wasn't like visions, it wasn't a dream, but like an instant, like knowledge upload into his brain. And then he just started coming up with all these ideas, like not just coming up with ideas, but writing down everything that they showed him. So that makes me want to like go back and look at like his books and just read like all his top, 10 favorite books.
Yeah, because I've never even read. I haven't read any of his books. I've only seen either movies based off his books, like Scanner Darkly. I saw many years ago. I think I was like a teenager when I saw that movie. And then of course like Blade Runner is what else I saw too. But I've always heard of it, like his influence and all that. But I grew up watching like cyberpunk movies, like this one Keanu Reeves movie called Johnny Mnemonic. I think it's pronounced like that, Johnny Mnemonic. But it's about how he's like this hacker in like cyberpunk world. But that's like based off of like a William Gibson book. But that's just like a whole nother cyberpunk 2077 type of world too. There's like corporations, people like being hackers, like being a hacker, and then like and in cyberpunk world, being a hacker is very lucrative business. Like that's how you really make your bones, man. Because that's like everything's all technology based now, and there's a lot of black markets out there and augmentations.
He said he was learning a lot of complex ideas like instantly. Like he would get like, and then it reminds me like the Matrix when Neo, he was just downloading these skills. It's like, hey, I want to learn Kung Fu. Then boom, he gets uploaded with Kung Fu skills.
I know Kung Fu.
And then he said he was understanding things that he never even studied. Like, different laws of physics. And he was like, I don't even study physics. Like, why do I know this stuff?
Yeah.
Right? It's like, like, let's say like you were shot a beam of like pink light in your head. And then you start talking like science, like to where I don't understand you anymore. I would believe you. I would believe like, oh yeah, I know Chris. Chris doesn't know stuff like this.
Yeah, this is something else. You talking about quantum
He's
shit.
talking about like stuff like I can't even comprehend. Yeah, like if you see like somebody like that was like a certain way, and then like the next day they're a completely different person. Either like they're like a clone, or like somebody that stepped in for you, or you receive information from like in higher intelligence, and they pick you for some reason.
Yeah, right. Like, why me, man? Like, why are you picking me to see this vision?
Yeah, now you became a target,
right?
Because let's say you are speaking like the truth, but we live in a day and age where like when you do speak the truth, you will get the internet will judge you on how they see what fits.
Yeah.
For example, like Terrence Howard.
Oh man, that man is out there.
He's super out there. Like he's an actor, famous actor. But now like he talks about like all these like hidden equations and the flower of life. Like he became like another person, like with like vast knowledge. Or like, and you don't know if it's true or not or anything. But how he talks about it is like, hey, like this guy is like really, he's really in deep in this subject.
And whatever he believes in, he is deep, knee deep in it.
Like super deep. Like he's super deep.
And he almost come off as very convincing, like comes off as convincing too. It's like, damn, he is like, is he onto something, or does he just believes in something that's out there? Like,
I think he's onto something, but it's like there's not enough stuff to prove that it's real yet.
I remember, I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but I remember Terrence Howard had said something like in some kind of like, I think some kind of interview, and it was asking about I'm paraphrasing this, but it was like maybe like 2 + 2 = 4 type of question. And he was like, well, you know, it's whatever I want. It's whatever you really want it to be. Kind of like almost like, I'm not like, I can't remember if it was exactly like that, but I remember like he was posed a question one time.
Yeah.
And his answer
question. Yeah. I mean, a math question.
Like a math question, and people dragged him for it. And like at the same time, I was like, I don't agree with him, but I get what he's trying to say though about, I guess, the reality around us. Like I get where he's coming from though. Like
it is
so that's very
confusing.
interesting.
Yeah, that's because like the math like we learn like it doesn't make sense. That's why like people like shit on him like crazy. But I was like, dude, like if you, well, let me just switch it up. Like this dude is so crazy, right? Like I watched him on a recent interview where the guy, he asked him, he said, hey, when was like the first time you had sex? And he was like, probably 4 or 5 years old. He was like, what?
Damn.
And then he was telling the story how, and he never told the story ever before, like in public. Like this recently just got released, and he's probably getting in trouble for it. He said he started having sex like 4 or 5, like when his parents will leave him alone with like the girls that the other parents left him alone with. And then he ended up sleeping with like other girls like similar age. And he would sleep with them hundreds of times until he got to like the age of 13. So he already experienced like the adult life already. All that nasty stuff. He experienced all that already. And then like, you know, like when he got to the age like where people started dating, like, you know, when you're a teenager and stuff.
Yeah.
Like he looked at girls different. He didn't just want to like have sex with them. He wanted to get to know them. But then, the girl is in that phase where she's trying to do it and stuff. And she wouldn't want to do it with him because, I mean, she wanted to do it with him, but he didn't want to do it with her because he already knows like how all, all that shit works. He just want to learn about her.
Like, well, other than being in a weird situation like that as a child, by the time you hit that teenage years, you're already like on adult mode.
Yeah, it's like adult mode already.
Sex is cool, but I want to know you more as a person. Where the teenager is like, teenager is like, he's way advanced than them. They're still like at the whole like, oh, yeah, I want to.
Cause like he's like, yeah, I could just have sex with anybody, but then like, he came to the point where he actually like fell in love with the girl, so he treated her different. Like he's like, he don't look at her like as like a piece of meat where he want to sleep with, right? And then she's like, what the hell? He doesn't want to sleep with me. So what happened with her? She got a train ran on her. And then that broke like his heart. And then like the people that ran the train on her was like his buddies. He was like, what the hell? So that kind of broke like his reality.
Your own people.
Yeah, but he was on like shit like that. Like he grew up super fast.
Yeah, see, man, girls getting trains ran on him.
Yeah, he was sleeping with people since he was like 4. So it was like, yeah.
At four, I was like watching like shit.
I don't even remember when I was 4.
Mr. Rogers.
Bob
I mean,
says,
that's actually
something
4 might be
times 0 equal to 0. Oh yeah, some weird math equation.
Yeah, 4 is like my max's memory. Anything before that, well, you could have kicked me down some steps. I don't remember.
But yeah, he on a whole nother. We're not on whatever he's on.
No, hell no. It's
not saying like it's good or bad. Like he's definitely on something, but it's just we're just not there. I don't understand it.
Nah,
He's been getting like a lot of shit though, but I get it too. But if he's onto something, he can shit on everybody.
Yeah, man, because it seemed like his life in general was just like pretty chaotic, man. And then also too, like he used like amphetamines or meth. He used meth a lot.
Methamphetamines.
Yes, to just power through and write fast as shit. Which I remember back in my days when I used to do law enforcement in the military, and somebody used to tell me like I never came across a meth head while in law enforcement. I've only heard at least not the meth head that we all know, the meth heads we all know and love. But I used to hear stories from like other law enforcement members that would be like, hey, like when you're on meth, some meth heads when you catch them or the one spot out a meth head, they always got coloring books and crayons on them. They always got to be like,
They gotta do something.
you got to do something, man. So they usually carry like crayons, color pencils on them, and some paper. It ain't got to be a coloring book. Something to do something with their hands. So when I found out that's how you like, I'm sort of realized like, in order to be a writer, because I've always wanted to be a writer, but I don't do drugs. So it's like, do I need to do drugs that move at a faster rate? Because Stephen King used drugs like to a level where he wrote a book one time and don't even remember he wrote the book. Like this man was in it like heavy because it is a grueling task, and you're trying to like memorize your thoughts and your feelings all into like and convey it and make sure it sounds right. But then also you got like if you take too long, you'll never write the story. So I guess he took like, straight up he used meth heavily to like just like run through it, man.
He'll be on meth and alcohol at the same time,
Ooh.
and he'll write like a whole book. He'd be like, I was like blacked out the whole time. I don't even know how he even wrote that book.
But it was good.
Yeah, it's something to it. And then like the crazy thing is like when people get clean, right? Like their work is not the same.
Yeah, it suffers from it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's because like they're scared to say like stuff like they wouldn't say when they're sober. It's like they guard themselves. Like they put like
Guardrails
mental
up.
guardrails. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't even realize they're doing it. It's like a subconscious thing.
I think it's because it's like a societal thing too. It's like, man, I'm not trying to look like a fucking weirdo and say weird shit. But once you take something and brings them walls down, you like, blah, just
So
like
is meth really that bad?
I think it is because it rots your teeth out. That was one of the main things I learned about meth. It immediately rots your teeth out in your
But you get those books out?
But they say meth, and I'm saying this. Why am I saying this like it's a good thing? Methamphetamine has like a 99% addiction rate. So they say like if you try it once, you own it for life. So that's what they all try to be like.
Test it.
Don't, man, hell no. I like
it.
my life. I'm not trying to lose my house and my wife.
You trying to write that book?
I might. How badly do you want to finish that book?
We didn't get that book yet, Chris. Like you might be
missing a piece of the puzzle.
It's like it's been 40 years. We haven't got that book yet.
Like you gotta. They asking for it, man. You better speed it up. But no, but over the time, like when like I said, I didn't know much about Philip K. Dick before this episode. I knew of him a lot on his work, but his personal life, I just didn't know a lot about. And the little bit I started researching today about him, I was like, oh my God, this man had a pretty chaotic life. But at some point, maybe he seemed like he got like some type of awakening, like from a higher power. Because like some of the stuff I was looking up to, of course, you can have skeptics out there that are saying like, well, he was actually had like drugs in his system at the time, and yada yada
people
yada.
are always gonna say that, and then they always try to discredit people just because they use drugs for a little bit.
Here's my thing.
I hate it.
As harmful as drugs can be sometimes, as harmful as drugs are to people on a mental state and on different levels, on a physical level, can destroy families, everything. There's times too, I feel like it gives them a moment of clarity about the world that we live in though sometimes. Because like, for example, Stephen King is super duper anti like powers that be Illuminati motherfuckers controlling the planet type stuff. He is like not against any type of like fascist movement, but he was also a very heavy drug user back in the day. And so like, with his first book, for example, he did the book The Long Walk, and it talks about how in the story these kids have to walk hundreds of miles until the last one is walking. They have to walk, and so they'll walk hundreds and 300 miles in the story to get to a location, or actually just walking until the last one's standing. But the book is reminiscent of the Vietnam War about how back then a lot of them young guys were joining the Vietnam War, and I'm assuming mainly like white guys that was joining the Vietnam War, thinking that they was doing the right thing for America, and in the end, they could wind being a part of an atrocity. And murdering people and raping and pillaging and killing like the Viet Cong, and because it was awful, it was an awful thing. And during that time, because I think he was in college at the time when he wrote that book, and that was like his first book he put out, if I'm not mistaken. And then over time he did drugs, and he always had this outlook of like if you look at Stephen King's books, you'll always notice like there's a bully, there's kids, there's an evil adult, and there's like this. It's always like a structure of like a kid having psychic powers or something. Because even he's like children are like, I feel like sometimes he feels like children like, and this is not even like a matter of opinion, a fact that children are the future of the world, and in a world full of adults, how much harm we do to children because of our existence, because we get older, we get jaded, we fight, we kill each other, go to war with each other, and children are always the one that have to take the brunt of the choices that adults make. And that's always felt like how Stephen King moved in his books of like, hey, kids are always usually the hero of his story. You got bullies, and there's always shitty adults at some point that take advantage or kill kids. Like even like with Dr. Sleep, with the adult vampires and how they got them kids. It's like he always has like a thing where the kids are the heroes and the victims of the story. But I guarantee a lot of that shit came from like drug use, blew his brain out of his skull, and
or some real life shit.
And some real life shit, yeah. And like a lot of the stuff is based on the truth of like how we carry ourselves as adults. That we do need to be cooler heads, like cooler heads prevail, because our actions, despite that we dislike each other as adults, and these things can kick off in the wars. Children are going to suffer from it when it's all said and done. And when children suffer from it, we ain't got no future. So it's. I feel like
because those kids are just gonna grow up and do the same thing to kids. So that's why
if they survive,
maybe he's trying to break that cycle, get fucking people to wake the fuck up.
Children are precious. Come on.
Yeah, because shit, if you fuck up a whole generation, that generation's gonna grow up and repeat the same thing that they went through.
Well, that's like right now over in like Gaza and Israel, and how Israel, when they first started the genocide over in Gaza against the Palestinians, the first thing they did was they went to the hospitals and to the babies ward and turned off all the electricity. Got a whole baby ward, like dead babies in it, like 90-something babies dead. They've been blowing up hospitals, and so Israel basically stated already that this is going on for almost 2.5 years now. Israel has already stated that we're going to kill the Palestinians to a point where we're going to take all their kids and their women, and they're not going to have a future. Those are two things you need to get this up. Without women and children, you don't have a future. And so a lot of their victims of this genocide have been women, and especially children, killing children, because now the Palestinians, their birth rates are going to start slowing down. They don't have any kids to grow up anymore. And so when you do that, the whole world stops, man. There's this movie called Children of Men about this thing. The movie's about, hey, planet Earth, what if women just stop having kids? And there's like some kind of like biological reason women just stop having kids, and it goes on for like 18 years. And so planet Earth is stuck with this issue of we don't have any more children. The youngest person on Earth is actually like 18 years and 2 months years old or something like that. And he's like the world's biggest celebrity because there's nobody younger than him. But it just shows like what happens when kids are affected by war and stuff, how humanity comes to a halt. And if we don't realize this soon about taking care of kids, it's going to be bad for us, man. It's going to be bad. But
it starts from the top, you know.
Whatever.
If they're controlling all our food sources, everything, if we're being poisoned to where in our future we're not be able to have kids because we're all super tainted by all these chemicals.
Right.
It starts from the top, because we're not out here hunting food. Like there's a small percentage of people living in the U.S. that hunts their own food. Less than 1% is doing that shit, because we're all going to a grocery store.
Everybody getting food orders, getting damn like food, like what's that, Hungry Root or something like that? Some kind of like food delivery service.
Oh, Stu Jersey says America taking the kids out allegedly.
Hey, they know something, man. This veil of America's on the lift a little bit, like around the world. I was like, hey, man, that's kind of like. That shit ain't as all cracked up as it used to be. It was cool before the internet. Nobody didn't know any wiser, but when you have like we was talking about the other day with Speed and all that, and I saw his video when he went over to Africa, and it's like, bro, like when people start seeing the experiences of other people around the world and you start looking at your shit, even though you've been told that we got it better than everybody else, we the good guys and everything, you're like, that ain't so good, man. Because when you leave, like, especially America, when you leave America, the education is incredibly valuable outside of America. very more valuable than what Americans realize. But education really isn't really valued on the level of what other countries see education as. And because these people value education more, you get engineers and all these people because they're putting a lot of faith in education. Where America's like, hey, yeah, you want a higher education, yeah, you're gonna have to go into debt, and even when you go into debt, you still might not get the job that you want. Sorry, that's the breaks, and it feels like a fucking crap table at this point in America trying to make it. Where you're not even trying to bring up people to push the future of the country forward to be productive. It's, hey, everybody, we pulling up the ladder behind us and good luck. And then you're going to start seeing things come down to a slow crawl, like technology not advancing as fast as it should be in America. Everything's becoming stagnant. It's going to hit that point.
I think we hit that point.
Yo, yeah, shit. We're already in it. It's already, the gears are turning. Bless you.
Thank you. What else we got?
That's right. You said FBI had an interest in him. Cold War, yeah, because he came up in the era of the Cold War, and that was a time period where a whole like I was talking to my mom last year, and this back whatever it was whenever my dad was at Grady Hospital for a stroke, and while we were outside and me and my mom were walking around, there's a lot of buildings around Grady that you see like radiation, like this the insignia for radiation on like next to doorways. Yeah. And my mom was telling me, she was like, oh my God, I remember this like when I was a kid growing up during the Cold War. We had to used to do nuclear drills in school, get up under a desk, which is insane because if a nuclear bomb goes off near your school, you might as well walk into the ground zero of the blast. That doesn't gonna do shit for you, but that's drills that they had to put in these kids' heads back then. But if you go around Grady Hospital downtown, you see some of these buildings that are older than Grady. Before Grady was there was like those other buildings were Grady. And there used to be nuclear bomb shelters as well, too, within those buildings for during the Cold War. And so my mom just wanted to tell a story about how the world at the time lost its mind over a nuclear war. Like, imagine, like, you're hearing all the time, your government tell you, hey, like, you got to do school drills. Like, when we grew up, we had school drills for, like, tornado shit, right? Get up in the hallway or wherever you got to go. Earthquake drills, all that type of shit. Back then, their drills was, like, nothing but, hey, Russia might kill us with a nuke. We're all going to die. And so they was constantly training and getting ready for, like, a nuclear holocaust. And it never showed up. And because, and recently I heard about this, too. Nobody ever talks about this. How much damage they did to kids back then by constantly telling them, like, there's a nuclear war coming, nuclear war coming, nuclear war coming, nuclear war coming. It says end of World War II. And then they grow up paranoid and scared of the world because all you did was hammer into their brain that they was going to fucking get blown away into, like, dust by a nuclear bomb. And so, and that's why, like, I think a lot of that's one reason why a lot of drug usage was heavy then, too, to deal with, like, the reality that the whole time, since you was a child and now you're an adult, you're still waiting for a nuclear bomb to go off that never shows up.
But who brought drugs into the system in the first place?
Oh, the government.
The government.
The government.
Ain't nobody out there fucking making meth, man. That's like some science shit.
And a lot of that shit that they would like the users of meth get meth from, they go to like actual like healthcare places to receive it. So it's like the government's the dealer a lot of times with meth at one like.
Yeah, they created all that shit for us. Thank you.
All of it. They weaponized it, man. I think and I'm gonna say something crazy, and hopefully I don't sound too much like a person that's not an expert in drugs.
Clip it.
I do feel like that. What if at some level with drugs, and this is my theory, that not even a moderate usage, but on some level of usage, it could peel back the layer of your reality in your brain that us as humans build for ourselves in our mind. It kind of peels back and lets us know what it is. But too much of it is definitely dangerous, if that makes sense. And that's what it kind of do is like, even with the black community when like the 80s, I remember the 80s and like the black community 80s, fucking, it looked like RoboCop. Everything was dark and gloomy and everybody was on drugs at bus stops and laying on the ground and laid out on the street. And it's like, when these drugs introduced to the society and like mass like this and weaponized to disrupt a group of people, it's very deadly. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure there's been positive experience with the LSD on some level, or a lot of some drugs.
But it's wild. LSD is wild because it is synthetic, and you can tell the difference. Like if you ever took LSD and mushroom, like the big difference, like it's like almost day and night.
Man.
That's why it's dangerous. I was like, yeah, you can tell why LSD was like man-made because it's so strong.
Synthetic, yeah,
Yeah, it's
right, right.
weird too. It's like a fucking weird trip, but it's still profound. Like it still opened up those doors that you would see
Mhm.
on like a natural trip, like on mushrooms. But
Right.
here's what the thing, like people are saying, like what psychedelic does, like to the human brain. Like what it does is it turns off those filters, and then you're seeing like true
Mm.
reality. Like it's just turning it off because let's say we're being poisoned like so much, like those poison whatever we're looking at on screen is putting up a bunch of filters. That's why like a lot of people they couldn't be like their true self because they're afraid like, oh, they're gonna judge me if I do this or that because they have a whole bunch of filters up. So that's like, well, when people use drugs and alcohol and stuff, it pulls these walls down. Like it turns off the filters, so you can kind of act like your natural self. And I think that's what drugs do. It
Yeah,
turns the filters off.
right. Turns off. Or
That's why
could put the
people like
filter.
using the drugs because they're just tired of putting like a like a front basically. Like, oh, I'm so tired of this life. That's why like oh, they go drinking though. They go do drugs like, because it lets them be free.
Yeah, man.
Makes
Because
sense,
like
right?
he's yeah, no, it makes total sense, man. Like I know people, especially back when I was in the military doing my party days, and that's all I did was party in the military and go to work. I knew people who were shy at the workplace, shy as a mouse. But when it came out to us going out in the public or we go to a drink at a bar or whatever, that normal quiet mouse dude that you used to work
Turn
with
into a
that's always
lion.
quiet. Man, he's like, yo, this dude got some oozing confidence. And he's just like,
The
oh, like
Riz out
he
the
puts up
water.
yeah, like not the water, but like he puts up a lot of mental blocks in front of himself, like unknowingly. But when you let the walls down, he's like, oh, he's pretty cool. He's suave with the ladies. He grabbing numbers more than me. Like he doing his thing out here. But then you have the other flip side of it where it brings down the walls and shows like the devil inside of people. Like, boy, you got some evil in you. Like,
Yeah,
God,
yeah, that could be
God
a thing
damn,
too.
don't
Yeah,
drink.
exactly.
Yeah, so
Like, what
it's a
the
very
fuck? I didn't know you
yeah.
killed all those people. You
you,
sick
you eat
mother.
people.
What the hell, Jeffrey Dahmer? What the hell? You're just a
You eat
quiet kid
black
at work,
dude,
and you out here just killing people.
right? Eating black dudes,
Yeah,
man.
but then like those people that do like super dark shit like that, they don't even need drugs, man. Like that
Oh,
shit
that's
is
almost
fucking. They
too
tapped
natural.
in. Like their
Too natural.
filters all off. They're like, I got
I
a
remember,
mission. This is what I want to do.
but I know a lot of times too, like Jeffrey Dahmer, and I'm not giving this man any excuses for what he did. That was awful. But a lot of times he was killing people while he was high on drugs and didn't even remember he killed them. He would wake up like, oh shit, there's a naked black dude next to me.
Oh,
I gotta
imagine
clean this
that.
up. Yeah, that he would like, yeah. So a lot of times he would like black out, get drunk because he knew what he was doing. Like, he was weird, man. It's like
Yeah.
he knew what he was and then tried to fight it and then tried to fight it with I don't know what, or maybe like drink to make it elevate. I don't know, but whatever choice he made, it got worse.
Yeah, see,
Where
like back then, they can get away with a lot of that shit because it's so hard to catch somebody back then because
no
of
cameras,
no cameras. Because like I was watching this one video, like the baseball video where they play like in the 40s and stuff. Like this one
yeah.
pitcher, he said he was on acid the whole time he was pitching.
God damn.
He says like he's like, yeah, my teammates knew I was high, but they didn't know like what drug I was on, and he would pitch like no hitters. Yeah,
Oh,
and he was like, every time I pitch, I don't even see the batter. It's like all I see is like the fingers of the catcher, like where it tells him like what kind of ball to throw. But
God damn.
he's saying
That's horrible.
every time he threw the ball, he doesn't even see the batter.
I just see the hand. The throw that.
Yeah,
This
I
is
was
like a
like,
weed.
damn. See, they got away with a lot of shit like that. So I was like, probably all the sports were like
Damn.
that, where they're all intoxicated on some type of drug, especially like with
Oh,
boxing too, like back then.
that's why they always heavily drug test, man. Because there's
Yeah,
always people trying to find ways around it, or like even what Canelo's experienced accidentally, depending if you like Canelo a lot, with the banana shit. So it's like, yeah, it's weird things, man. They always monitor for drugs, man. But the
yeah,
weed in sports seems to be like the number one thing that will get you like booted, which is
and it
fucking
does
weird to
nothing
me.
for you. Like,
But it makes you want to eat Doritos. Like, you mean tell me this ain't no
yeah,
enhancement?
it doesn't enhance your skills or anything.
In fact, it makes you do worse. Like I don't, oh, calm down, man. I don't know. They need like
Yeah,
weed drugs, man. That's more of like a social type or just I want to just chill type of thing. That's not like, man, I'm gonna go play football. Let me smoke this bowl right quick.
yeah,
Nah, that's
yeah.
not how that
Definitely
works.
acid. You shouldn't be doing that in like a sports. Like
Mm-mm.
just like one of like our
Hell no.
friends that was doing the UFC. He was in the UFC, and I found out recently that his last fight he was actually on acid in an official fight in the UFC.
Oh, right. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, and he lost that fight too. I was like, that fight looked so weird to me. I was like, why are you fighting like that? It didn't look normal.
But in hindsight,
I was
you
like,
knew,
he was doing
man.
weird shit. I was like, what are you doing? But then like later found out he was on acid and he took like a big dose of acid before a big fight in the UFC, which you end up losing the contract.
Mm-hmm.
But then now he's like really popular now.
Hey, man, you can
Yeah,
write a
he blew
tell-all
up in
book, man.
social
All this
media.
shit.
But yeah, his stories
All
are
this-
crazy. He said he got fucking the cartels made him move like 40 pounds of marijuana like on an airplane. So he traveled with like 40 pounds of marijuana on the plane,
Right.
and then like I guess like they caught a whiff of that like with the plane that they checked the security, and then
Yeah.
immediately like when he got off the plane, the DA was there to meet him. And I don't know like that whole story, but for some reason like I guess he got out of it because he had a fight like in Dubai. He had a flight to Dubai for a fight, which they cleared him before his court date for moving all those drugs. They cleared him, and then he was able to fight in Dubai
Yeah, cleared
for
him
his
from it.
first
Yeah.
official fight in the UFC.
And he got lucky for dodging that, man. That shit would be like a
Yeah,
career ended
yeah, he
alone.
went through some shit like with that. I don't know if he's still going through it, but I was like, dude, you live like a movie life.
Man, for real. I remember you sent me the videos. I was like, you got a book out or you got to do a movie or
Yeah, and
a
then like
series or
the
something?
crazy thing is, him and the dude that does the laser with the
Yeah.
DMT, Blake, he was like one of the first guys to do the experiment with DMT with Danny Goller.
Oh,
With that dude that's like fucking huge now with the DMT laser experiment. And Blake, he
man,
was
yeah.
one of the dudes, which it blew my mind. Cause I was already like a big fan of Danny Goller and the whole laser shit. So I started
Right.
looking up all his work. And then I saw like he did like this one podcast and I saw Blake on there. I was like, what the fuck is Blake doing on there? So it caught me like, I was freaking shocked. I was like, why is he talking to him about that? Yeah, I was weird. I was like, the connection is crazy.
Yeah, it's like two worlds colliding. Like,
Yeah, I know that dude. And he's talking to the dude that I'm like looking up all his information on. It was so
Crazy.
weird.
but man,
Is that all we got?
I think that might be it. I gotta see if I got a story. I think I had one.
Run
Let's
it.
see. Let's see. Give me a second, guys. Might be a moment of silence as I pull this up. Man, damn, it is hot in this room. Oh my god. I just felt a bead of sweat roll down my side.
Damn, like through your back?
Yeah, like a slave. Like it's like slave heat right now.
Snake. Oh, whoosh.
All right. Give me a
You
second.
watch the Oscars?
I watched snippets of it, man. I sure did.
You saw
I
the
was like,
one where the K-pop people, they were receiving the award, and then the girl was
Explain-
talking, and then she
Explain
gave
this to me. Have you seen that yet?
what?
The K-pop, the Demon Hunter, whatever it is.
The show?
Yeah, well, something like I don't know. I'm out the loop of it. So
It's
because
a
they won
Netflix
an
show
Oscar.
or a movie.
Yeah, I think it's like a movie that came out there that did really good, and then it won like an Oscar for like
The
something.
music, yeah.
Yeah, for the music, for like the soundtrack or something. And
I never seen it, but I hear that
Holy-
song everywhere.
yeah, dude, that is like a phenomenon, man. Like I didn't realize like I know K-pop and then Demon Hunter thing I've been hearing about for a while, but to win an Oscar like this shit is big.
Yeah. And then like she was giving the mic to the other dude, and he was about to thank people, and then they turned the music on. He was like, "I like to thank," and then the music came on. I was like, "Damn, you ain't gonna thank nobody. We're all on a commercial break."
Okay, let's get it, man. So France made a law to stop good food from being thrown away. So, which is great, man, because it helps feed the homeless. because homeless is not a choice. It's just a thing that people can slip into and don't even realize it. I know people personally in my life around me, not a lot, but some who are kind of slipping into poverty right now and they don't realize it. It's like you ever heard that term like fly in the ointment? Like, or like a fly in water, like, or like, a gnat in ointment. They don't realize that they're drowning. They just know they're dying. And they don't realize what's the cause of it. And that's what happens a lot with homelessness, where people kind of slip into this world and they'll sometimes slip into homelessness and don't realize they're on the brink of it. And so, because these are very unfortunate situations and the powers that be at the top make us think that homeless people are just lazy fucks, then homeless is a choice, and then being homeless is like an adventure. It's not as bad. I've been poor before. That shit's awful. But so what France is doing is that with these big grocery stores, basically what they're doing is like with this actual laws that they can't throw away edible food anymore. Instead, they must donate it to food banks or charities or reuse it. There's this documentary I watched a couple years ago that one of my good friends, Alex, put me on, and it talks about the food expiration dates on food. Now, I know a whole lot of people around me that throws away food as soon as the expiration date hits. But I've known for a very long time, because I watched a documentary explaining that when food goes bad, actually legally they can't sell it after that point. But from a healthy side, this food is still good to be able to eat for about the next month still. So it's a lot of so this documentary kind of like teaches people not to waste food so much, because when you waste it, they got to make more. And when you got to make more, you're chewing away from the resources and it becomes a problem. So expiration dates have like been a huge cause of this. And I don't know if it's intentional by corporations to make people throw their food away early, or is it just a thing where people are just anxious about food going bad and they just want to throw the shit out at the date that it says on your food packaging. But so what they're doing with this program is basically they're taking food that's being that's gonna like would normally get thrown out by grocery stores and get thrown, like take it over to food banks and charities, which I think is really dope. And then they're doing it with like also with animal food as well too, which animal food fucking dogs will eat damn near anything. Like I've seen dogs eat shit.
I eat damn near everything.
I've seen dogs eat shit. Like
I just ate an egg roll that was been in my freezer for like over 2 years.
Man, it's good though, right? Look, as long as it's on ice, I feel like that's like susceptible to be eaten. Like it literally causes the food product to stop in time.
I did have stay diarrhea, right though. There.
Oh, never mind. See,
I don't know. I mean, what are the odds?
That you ate something? Oh yeah, that's 2 years. That's a long time. I was
like, is that?
I don't think I've eaten anything.
The 2-year-old egg roll I just ate.
I don't feel like I've eaten anything that long in the freezer, but I know I've eaten food that I was like, it's been here for a minute. Like I just had ribs that was in the freezer for like the longest from this Jamaican restaurant. I was like a couple days ago, I was like, I'm gonna throw this in the air fryer and get some broccoli with it, yada yada yada. Let's try to eat something good. And I heated it up, and then I was so scared. I heated it up in the air fryer, ate it, and man, the meat was falling off the bones. I was like, oh, these ribs are bomb. And I was just fine. You're tender, right? Right? Yeah. It was exactly like that, man. The meat just fell off the bone, hit the plate. I was like, oh, we like that. So, and it was good. I didn't have no weird stomach issues, but I know it was in the freezer for a good minute. And that was from like a Jamaican fast food joint. This was in front of a grocery store. So I took a chance on that one. And came out all right.
I mean, if they want to do that out here, they have to change like the law, which I don't think it's not going to fly. Because even when like restaurants, they throw away their food in the trash can. Like if you get food out there, that's illegal.
Yeah, man. I remember New York did some bullshit like that one time where up in New York, they were trying to give away bagels at bagel shops. Bagel shops sell bagels in the morning while everybody's hustling and bustling in New York. And then after the closing day, or sometime in the afternoon or wherever they close up there, they would take their bagels and they used to throw them away. But then over time, they realized like, well, this bread is freshly made every morning. Why are we throwing bread that's still good at the end of the day when we could give to homeless people? So some bagel shops in New York started giving them away to homeless people. Well, the powers that be in New York was like, well, you can't do that. You can't feed them, and that's against the law. But a lot of the bagel joints seem to fight back against it because it was like, this is bullshit. First of all, this is what we are purchasing for our customers and all that. So it got very crazy that almost is like, I feel like we live in a world, at least in the Western culture, because like make no mistake about it, Western culture is America, England, France, Germany, Italy, anything that's where like kind of like where like white people live at, like not to be messy about it, but that's just how it is. That's considered Western culture. And when it comes to like being homeless, like right now, even in America, they're trying to like criminalize being homeless. They're trying to make it like you being homeless is a crime and you will go to jail for it. Fuck, like, and now they're gonna just keep filling up more prisons, and then these politicians are gonna make money off the industrial prison and complex
Yeah.
system. It's crazy.
It's a problem I don't think any country fixed, like the homeless problem.
Not at all, because it's a very hard thing to curve because it starts at a root of it starts at the top, and ain't no country really trying to fix problems at the top. They always, especially over here where we at, they ain't really trying to do it over here. But
I think it's
you
just
know, homeless
always
is
gonna
big.
exist.
Yeah, it's homeless is
Like,
just
that's just the truth, dude.
yeah, you can't beat it unless
Like you can try to hide it, but it doesn't matter what country you are. Like you're gonna see homeless people, whether you're in
Yeah, man.
Japan, China, America.
There's always gonna be people that's gonna slip through the cracks.
Because there is there's a whole bunch of like documentaries like on Japan, like the side that the public don't see, which is the side with the homeless people. That's hidden side of Japan, and it exists. It definitely exists.
For sure, man.
And there's a lot of
And you
people
gotta
out
think
there
about-
too. It's just you don't see it.
Right, they get hidden away, man. Shit, even over in America, they hide that shit, man. I mean, there's times like South Park had a funny ass episode about like how the state of Colorado or the town of South Park was getting rid of their homeless population. Atlanta did it during the Olympics. Like a lot of cities do it during big times. I'm
Atlanta's
pretty sure
doing it
like
right now again.
yeah, I think LA's about to do it. Like I would be surprised if LA's doing it right now because they're going to be the next city that does the Olympics in 2028. I think it is. So they're gonna like do
They're
the
doing
same.
Yeah, they're doing like the FIFA games out here, like a bunch of the FIFA games.
Oh yeah.
So they're already cleaning out like there's this one tunnel like in Atlanta where it's just like it looks like Skid Row. They cleared it all out already.
Damn,
Like
man.
they're gone. Those homeless people are gone. That shit's cleaned out.
And the question is, where did they go? Are they like in
They
a nice
probably,
housing
they
area?
probably put them on a Greyhound and sent them to another state for them to deal with it. Because that's usually
Or-
what the cities do.
That's true. They just put them on a Greyhound and like, good luck, we got your bus. Here's $100.
Yeah, here's $300. Good luck, Trevor.
But man, but what if they end up on an island for rich people to hunt?
And then, like, if you're like a homeless person, right, and you get like an opportunity like that, of course you're gonna take it, because you're thinking like, okay, like, what's the worst that can happen? Like, I'm going to a new state, I don't know, and there could be a new opportunity for you.
I'll take any chance I can get.
Yeah, I was like, all right, I'll leave Atlanta. I'll go to Colorado. Let's go.
Yeah, there's like this one movie called Surviving a Game. It's with the thespian Ice-T. He plays a homeless guy that he this one guy comes up to him on the street and like gives him like food and takes care of him, and then he gives him like an invite, like basically like he cleans this one guy cleans him up and gets his hair all cut and everything like that. He's like, man, we got you all cleaned up. I want you to go meet my friends. We're meeting at a cabin this weekend, and he goes with them to a cabin and come to find out all these guys hunt homeless people. This is like their game. And he has to survive. It's a great movie, man. It's Ice-T's greatest movie ever. It's called Surviving the Game.
Shit.
It is incredible. At least as far as his own standalone movie, it's like
That's a good way to go out. Like,
Was
as
that?
a homeless person, like, it's a good way to go out. Like, at least it was like kind of exciting at the end. It's like, let's say, like, that's like your life, or like you rather have like a slow death, a slow painful death, or like an exciting like last run.
How you want to end it? Like, I'm either gonna die in this alley or I'm gonna die out
You're
being
gonna
chased.
die like with someone else like excited about that shit, like your adrenaline is pumping, or you rather die like lonely in like a ditch somewhere in like the city where no one's ever gonna see you, and you just rot away in slow motion. I was like, no, put me in a game. Put me in, coach.
Because it was like, 'cause I can see like at one point, like for a split second, I believed I had friends, and it come to find these motherfuckers would kill. I was happy for a second. I was out the alley, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
so
it was
I-
all about that one memory that you carry, that one core memory before you leave this earth.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that. Let's go.
Yeah, and then the movie's about them.
Rot in the street.
And the movie's about like how Ice-T has to like defend himself and take them out one by one as they hunt him like some fucking game. But yeah, it's called Surviving the Game, man. That's what I be thinking about a lot of times when homeless people go missing. I'm like, man, they got to be getting used for something. Because I think like with the most powerful elites on the planet, everything is a resource to them. There's like no empathy behind it. There's no nothing. It's all about what can I get from this and how much I can siphon from it. Even as far as their even entertainment. And I feel like if you can get away with an Epstein Island, you can get away with an island of hunting homeless people, because homeless people fall off the grid all the time, bro. And people don't know where they came from, where they at, who went missing, whatever. They don't have nothing on them. A lot of times they get found as John and Jane Doe's.
There's like this one guy, he was going around a whole bunch of homeless camps, and then he was getting like their name and everything, and then he was signing them up like to receive loans and stuff. So he would get all the money from them, like from loans, like using their name, and then he'll go back and then he'll pay them like $500 to $1,000. But then like he would receive all that loan money from just using their name.
I was gonna say that, yeah, he did.
And he told this scam like live, like on a video. There are people like, you just showed your face, like you're about to get arrested for that shit.
Man, for real. Now the homeless people might not care about it because what they got to lose.
Yeah.
Shit, they law. They don't be stealing money.
Yeah, and then he would send like the credit cards or whatever, like to like a house mailbox that wasn't even nobody living there. And he would make like fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars. He would do this at like a whole bunch of homeless camps. I was like, and then it happens to be a white guy, and they're like, damn man, these white people always doing something.
Man,
I was like,
is he in jail? Is he in jail now, or
I'd say 90% he's probably in jail. After that video came out, I was like, yeah, you just told on yourself. I was like,
man,
that's a great idea, but I was like, damn. I was like, that's crazy.
You gotta think about like the caucasity of it all. I guess if you will. Like there's nobody like most people that commit crimes don't just get on air and then express it like they're the Joker or the Riddler, like a Batman villain, like tonight at midnight, Batman, we're gonna commit this crime.
Yeah.
Like no, that's like you have to have like believe that a system won't hold you accountable for your actions if you tell the world that you did it. It's very weird to me. Like
right, and I mean they were using the homeless people for votes also. Because they were giving out like free cell phones, but it's not a free cell phone. You gotta give up like your information. And then they gave them the cell phone, and they were using their information for votes. I was like, damn, everybody's just using homeless people.
Man, yeah, they did. They like they're almost like I don't know, like tools to be used whenever people need them on some manner of fashion.
Yeah, because they just use their name and just destroy it because they don't care about it.
Yeah, that was like even one of the early ages, like we're still in the early ages of the internet, but how people were record themselves giving money to homeless people. And it was like, man, do you care? Like, I mean, you could have did that without the camera in your hand, but it became like a lucrative businesses for like just like viewership and revenue and all that. It's like, damn, these people getting used at the expense of everybody.
Yeah,
man.
when you think about it like that, like damn, like homeless people, they're getting used like crazy.
Yeah, and ain't getting no proceeds from you making a success off of your charity page or whatever the fuck it is, you know?
Is that it? We're good on time.
Yeah, that's it, man. That is it.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us this week. We'll catch you guys next week on Tuesday. Peace out. Adios.
See you guys.